Have you ever felt your heart racing so fast that it feels like it might burst out of your chest during a sudden panic attack or an intense moment of stress? In today's video, we are exploring the Ice Face Vagus Nerve Reset, a powerful physiological hack that can instantly lower your heart rate and effectively calm your entire nervous system down. This technique relies on something scientists call the mammalian dive reflex, which is an ancient survival mechanism that kicks in the very second your face hits very cold water and ice. When you submerge your nostrils and eyes in cold water, your brain receives a signal that you are diving deep underwater and it must conserve oxygen to ensure your survival. The most incredible part of this process is that it bypasses your conscious mind entirely, meaning you do not have to think your way out of anxiety or use any willpower. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in your body, and it acts as the main highway for your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the system responsible for rest and digestion. By stimulating this nerve through cold exposure, you are essentially sending a high-priority message to your heart to slow down and to your lungs to start breathing more deeply and efficiently. To start this process, you will need a large bowl that is big enough to fit your entire face and a generous amount of ice to make the water quite cold. Fill the bowl with cold tap water until it is about 3/4 full, ensuring there is enough room for the water level to rise slightly when you submerge your face. For the best results, you want the water temperature to be between 50 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is cold enough to trigger the reflex without causing any actual pain. Before you begin, it is helpful to use a pulse oximeter or a smartwatch to track your heart rate so you can see the immediate physiological changes that occur during the reset. Start by sitting comfortably and taking a few deep breaths to center yourself, even if you are feeling very anxious or overwhelmed by your current thoughts and physical sensations. When you are ready, you will take a medium-sized breath in and then hold it as you lean forward to submerge your entire face into the bowl of ice water. Make sure your forehead and the area just below your eyes are fully covered, as these are the primary zones where the cold receptors for the dive reflex are most concentrated. You should aim to hold your face in the water for about 15 to 30 seconds, but you can come up sooner if you feel any significant discomfort or panic. As your face stays in the cold water, your body starts to redirect blood flow away from your limbs and toward your brain and heart to preserve your most vital functions. This sudden shift in blood flow and the activation of the vagus nerve causes a rapid drop in heart rate, which is the exact opposite of the fight or flight response. When you finally come up for air, take a deep breath and notice how your body feels, paying close attention to any changes in your heart rate and overall muscle tension. Look at the heart rate monitor again, and you will likely see a significant decrease, often dropping by 20 to 30 beats per minute in just that short amount of time. This immediate physiological change provides a window of opportunity where your brain is no longer in a state of high alert, allowing you to regain control over your anxious thoughts. While this technique is incredibly effective for acute anxiety, it is important to understand why it works so well from a biological perspective to appreciate its true power and utility. The trigeminal nerve senses the cold on your face and sends a signal to the brainstem, which then activates the vagus nerve to release a substance called acetylcholine directly. Acetylcholine is like the natural brake pedal for your heart, and by triggering its release, you are essentially forcing your body to calm down, regardless of what your mind thinks. Many therapists and mental health professionals recommend this specific ice water technique as part of dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT, to help patients manage overwhelming emotions and intense distress. It is particularly useful for people who struggle with panic disorder, as it provides a tangible physical sensation that can distract the brain from the terrifying symptoms of a panic attack. You don't always need a bowl of ice water if you are out in public. Sometimes splashing very cold water from a sink onto your face can provide a similar effect. If you are in a situation where you cannot get your face wet, holding a cold ice pack against your eyes and upper cheeks for 30 seconds can also work wonders. However, the full submersion technique is generally considered the most effective way to trigger the strongest version of the dive reflex for maximum heart rate reduction and calm. It is worth noting that you should avoid this technique if you have a history of heart disease, bradycardia, or any other serious cardiovascular issues without consulting a doctor. Always listen to your body and never force yourself to stay under the water longer than feels safe, as the goal is regulation and not creating additional stress or strain. Some people find that doing this reset once a day, perhaps in the morning or after work, helps them maintain a lower baseline level of anxiety and better resilience. Over time, regularly stimulating your vagus nerve can improve your heart rate variability, which is a key marker for your body's ability to handle stress and recover quickly. Think of it like a workout for your nervous system, training it to return to a state of calm more efficiently whenever you encounter the inevitable stresses of daily life. You might feel a bit of a cold shock at first, but that is a normal part of the process, and it quickly gives way to a deep sense of stillness. Remember to keep your eyes closed while submerged to prevent irritation from the water or the ice, and simply focus on the sensation of the cold on your skin. This simple bowl of ice and water represents a bridge between your physical body and your emotional state, proving that you have tools to manage how you feel instantly. It is one of the fastest ways to break the loop of ruminating thoughts, because the physical sensation is so intense that it demands your brain's full and immediate attention. I personally use this technique whenever I have a big presentation, or if I feel a wave of unexplained anxiety coming on during a particularly busy or stressful afternoon. The more you practice, the more confident you will become in your ability to handle stress, knowing that peace is always just a bowl of ice water away from you. I hope you find this technique as life-changing as I have, especially during those moments when it feels like everything is spiraling out of your control and you need help. Science shows us that our bodies are incredibly resilient and have built-in systems to help us find balance. We just need to learn how to activate them properly. By understanding the vagus nerve and the mammalian dive reflex, you are taking a huge step toward mastering your own mental and physical well-being through simple, natural methods. If you try this at home, please share your results in the comments, because I would love to hear how much your heart rate dropped after your first ice face reset. It is always inspiring to see the community using these tools to improve their lives and find relief from the heavy burden of chronic stress and sudden panic attacks. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. This simple action helps us reach more people who might be struggling and looking for natural ways to heal their anxiety.